accommodate for this wheelchair so they can have easier access to it. And also they have to have hallways that are So this was my affordable housing design project. It is by me, the architect Logan Hunn, and the client is Brandon and Lisa. And this right here is the house that I designed, and it is in Noblesville, Indiana. The site is right here, and this what is a parking lot. And you've got things like the city hall, which was right here, a gas station, and you've got other buildings and commercial things around. So project description. For this project, I was required to design a home in Noblesville, Indiana, which I said already. And in addition to location, there are many other constraints that are for the project that I had to think of and incorporate in my design. And some of these things are the Habitat for Humanity guidelines, residential code requirements, and using green and sustainable features. I also had to take the climate into account of the site that I was building on. And being in Indiana, there are things that affect it, like the frost depth, wind direction, and how the sun will hit the house and how you can use that to your advantage in your design. And my clients, Brandon and Lisa, they have a son with a disability. So in my house design, they have a wheelchair, and the bathroom in the home has to have a diameter of at least 5 feet to accommodate for this wheelchair so they can have easier access to it. And also they have to have hallways that are 3.5 feet wide so that the kid or son can be pushed around. So some of the green and sustainable features that are in my house or incorporated in the house are skylights, and I use the skylights on the back side of the roof, which faces the south side. And because it's on the south side, it can maximize the light from the sun pretty much as long as it's up, and so they can minimize the energy used on lighting. And I have energy efficient appliances in my house as well. For example, the dishwasher in my home doesn't dry the dishes, which is able to conserve energy that would be used to heat up the dishwasher and dry the dishes. Also, the plants that are incorporated in my design are able to withstand the climate in Indiana being cold and windy, and they're able to survive with minimal amounts of water. So this right here is my floor plan. You can see that I got the garage right here. We got the bathroom, the front door entrance is right here. And I've got a closet right next to it with the laundry room right here. And then you open into this big space and you can see the dining room, kitchen, living room. And you walk a little bit further through this kind of hallway area to the bedrooms. And you've got the master here with its own closet and half bath, and the other bedroom with its own closet. On this side is the major full bath with the 5 foot in diameter area for the child with the wheelchair to be able to use the restroom and get cleaned up and everything. This right here is the section view of the roof and the wall and the foundation and floor of my home with the ceiling as well. And it's also got the levels of it with the foundation, the floor, and also the ceiling. Not too much special here, you just got the walls and the roof, floor, foundation, that's it. So here is the elevation views of my home. We got the north view here, the south, the east, and the west. And you also have the levels of the house as well, with the bottom of the foundation, top foundation, floor, ceiling, roof, etc. And this basically just shows the entirety of the house so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. This right here is the room plans with all the windows, doors, and all the rooms marked. Once again, you kind of have to look over this yourself to see all the stuff that are involved in it. So this right here was my original floor plan sketch, and I had it set up pretty similar to how I have it now, except I realized that I wanted to square off some of the rooms better, and to do that I had to extend different parts of the house to make it more efficient. And so the final floor plan looked like this. You can see I squared off the bathroom a little bit over here, and I changed the layout of the closet and the laundry here, and I got rid of the island and just added like sort of like a countertop with drawers and stuff underneath it over here. But the right side remained the same pretty much. These are my electric and plumbing sketches. Over here's the electric and then the plumbing over here. Start off with the electric. I have a bunch of outlets all throughout the house with a bunch of lights as well and switches, which is required for any home. And then on this side I got the plumbing. The green is the wastewater, or the drainage water, sorry. And then the red is the hot water line that go to each fixture, with the cold water going there as well. You have them going to the toilet, the bathtub, sinks, and then the dishwasher, fridge, another sink, and then another sink and toilet over here. This right here is the site plan. What I did is put the garage and driveway facing this one alley over here. I feel like it's better that it's in the alley than rather on this main street or also Maple Street. I feel like it's just easier to access that way. And then I've got the extended to the front door going to the sidewalk right there. I got my patio out here too. Here are the wastewater calculations that I did, and these are the water supply calculations as well. And then the conclusion questions for the overall project. What new careers did you discover? Would you be interested in designing construction? I definitely have learned a lot about the new careers of architecture and civil engineering while doing this project. I've also learned like what they do, because there's a lot more to it than just designing a house. You gotta think of it from the perspective of having the electrical, plumbing, heating with the water, and having it be able to accommodate for the people that are going to be living in it as well. And I would definitely be interested in design and construction because it just captures like my attention. I can be doing it for a while without even thinking about like, man, when am I gonna be done with this? The time just flies while I'm doing it. To creating a list of subsystems that combine to form a modern residential building. Like I said, there are like the heating and cooling systems, plumbing, and then the electrical. Those are the main things I could think of. And then describe a characteristic of one geographic location different from your residential design location, and describe an example of how it would affect the design and construction process. So one thing I thought of was that the location of my house doesn't really have flooding problems, like areas along the coast and say like Florida, for example. It's a real big problem with hurricanes. And So if this was like a common occurrence in Indiana, or I had to build in Florida, I would need to consider like the height of my home to prevent the water from damaging the home, because that would be a big problem if water was able to get into the house. So may need to raise the floor somehow to accommodate for that.